Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, I'm Laura. I can see it's 50 people already connect. Can you hear me well? Hola. L Liniac. Manuela, nice to having you. Welcome to this webinar. I just want to check if you hear me well. Hola, Sabrina. Okay, I just want to know. Okay, thank you, Sabrina. I just want to know if you already have been in Colombia, how much do you know about Colombia before we start, and we can wait for some more to connect. Also, I want to introduce Jose, that is in the other camera.
Hello, everyone.
So Liniac, I don't know if my pronunciation is well, but he had never been in Colombia. Okay. Okay, so you know something about the country. Some might have come, and so some other haven't been in Colombia yet. But of course, we in the future you're going to visit our wonderful country, and today you're going to know a little bit more about it. And I'm glad to help you with that as well. Was there something you want to say?
There are some people that we already know. Hi, Manuela. We've been in touch. There's Paola as well. We're glad to see you here. We're waiting for some more people.
So you can hear me and Jose well, right?
Can you hear me, guys and girls, ladies? Yeah, they can hear me. So I think we are ready to start.
Okay. Uh, so we are ready to start?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so to the people that is now connecting, welcome everyone. I'm Laura, the founder of Travel. Jose is also co-owner and the general manager. Okay, so let's start. So Zaia is a destination management in Colombia. We have been since 2011 working in the destination. We are specialized in European market because we were supported by CBI, but we are already since 2017 we are working with Canadian groups as well. And we are 100% inbound tourism to Colombia. Zaia is committed to sustainability. Last year we have we have been certificated by Tourser. We are part of the Responsible Tourism Association in Colombia. We also are partners to the codes, member of the codes, and we are partner of Travel Life. Since 2014, we have this reforestation project when we invest part of our profit, and as well we invite your clients to plant a tree per day. This is voluntary, and at the moment we have planted almost 4,000 trees. That means 150 tons of carbon dioxide that it will be absorbed in 10 years. It's really important for us sustainability. We are working as well in other social and in other environmental programs. And we are working really hard because this was the philosophy of Zaia since the beginning. Someone must have been wondering what is Zaia. Zaia is actually the name represents the balance between the mankind and the environmental, and is part of our legacy of the indigenous that inhabitates in the region before the Spaniards come, and you can see it actually in the logo. So I don't know if you can you hear can you see my puntero? So the logo is in the right part. Yes, thank you. This is an indigenous pictograph that you can find in the rock paintings in Colombia. I want to show you some pictures of the places where we planted trees. Is in a place called Plains in Los Llanos in this eastern part of Colombia. In a place called Puerto Gaitán. It is a place that the oil and mine and deforestation has impact really bad this area. So we decide to plant the trees in that area to help the environment to recover. We have found that some animals have come back to this kind of ecosystem that we create with the plantation, with the reforestation. Also, we do some direct activities, some tree plantings. This was September last year, so directly Zaia team go to this place in Mesa de los Santos in Santander. I don't know if you have heard about this region. Is something like an explorer, is one of the outbeaten places to visit in Colombia, and where our main office is located. We also Jose is in Bogota, and our main office is in Bucaramanga, that is the capital city of Santander and the fifth largest city in Colombia. So we do this. We did this plantation activity last year, and we are going to do it this year with new staff that we have in Zaia team. So where is Colombia located? Most of you must know, but I just want to remind you a little bit. It's in Latin America. It limits with Panama, with Venezuela, with Brazil, with Peru, and with Ecuador. We are actually the fourth largest city. The fourth largest country in Latin America. We have 1,030 kilometers square. And as you know, we are the second most biodiverse country in the world. About the air connectivity. With European market, we have direct flight with, of course, London, Bogota, London with Avianca. We have direct flights with Spain, with France, with Paris, with Frankfurt, Amsterdam, and Istanbul. We are going to have probably this flight directly Bogota, Munich with Avianca at the end of the year as well. So as you can see, our connectivity is growing every year. Colombian government is working really hard with that. So we are now more connected with the world. Colombia is a country of contracts and diversity because, as I'm telling you, is the second most biodiverse country in the world. And of course, that means that the culture, the mix of culture is really impressive as well. Some tips. We are talking more how to sell Colombia to your clients. So some 8 tips or reasons to visit Colombia. So we have a lot of festivals, carnivals. We have 7 UNESCO cultural expression. One of them is the Barranquilla Carnival. It's actually the second largest carnival in the world. It's an authentic experience in Colombia. It's magical. You can live the party there. The people dancing in the streets is really, really nice. We have 50% of the world's flowers species, and most of the orchids species can be found here. We have a lot of national natural parks, fauna and flora sanctuaries, and 2 national reserve and 5 biosphere reserve. One of them is the Providencia, known as the sea flower. It's actually the second largest coral reef in the Caribbean. So it's a great spot for your clients that are interested in snorkeling, in diving. And some of the national parks that you must have heard, Tayrona Park, Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta, where is Lost City, is an experience. Some people say it's something like Peru, but it's obviously it's not that recognized internationally, but it's a really important archaeological play in Colombia and in the world. We have Colombia is a hotspot for bird watchers. We have almost 2,000 species of bird registered so far, and this fact is growing every year. So it's a good display. It's a great place for bird watchers. I can tell Dorado Reserve in the Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta is one of the best spots in Colombia to do bird watching, as well as the Amazon, as well as the Pacific coast, and the plains area as well. We have 50% of world's paramo. So paramo is this ecosystem really delicate that is actually this source of water. So we are really, really rich in water. We have 2,900 kilometers of coastline and borders with Atlantic and Caribbean Ocean, Pacific Ocean. This is unique. It's the only Latin American country with Atlantic and Pacific Ocean. That is why we are so diverse. And of course, people say the people of Colombia are really has this welcome spirit. They feel like home. This is something that most of the tourists that visit Colombia said. So it is really, really important and kind of differentiates us for the rest of the country. And as I'm been telling you, Colombia is the second country in the most biodiverse per kilometer square, more even than Brazil, but Brazil is huge compared to Colombia. So you can imagine and you can compare. Colombia regions. So we have, I don't know if my pencil is working, but I think Together is helping me with that. So the Pacific coast, we have the Pacific coast, the Caribbean coast, where is Cartagena and the Tayrona Park, the San Andres Island, Providencia. We have the Cordillera, and it's really important because the Andes, the mountain system, divides in three in Colombia. And this is also another thing why Colombia is so diverse. The plains area and the Amazon. So let me give you some tips so how you can sell Colombia better to your clients. When is the best time to visit Colombia? I must say all year round, but I will suggest we that knows Colombia that you should avoid the high season. So domestic high season is from June 15 to July 20, from December 15 to January 15, and the Easter week. It could be the places could be really crowded, and hotels are going to be more expensive on that weeks of the year. Sorry. And the rainy seasons is from April to June and October to November. But this is different for some specific destination as Caño Cristales. You might heard that is one of the most beautiful rivers in the world. Is a 7-color river because of the plants that are inside the river. And you can actually see the colors from June to November. If you're going in another time of the year, you're not going to see anything. You're going to see a beautiful landscape, but not everything is green. But from June to November, you can actually see the colors. There are some pictures of the color of the river. Some other specific region is Pacific Ocean, specifically this region in red in Colombia is Chocó, the department or the region. And the best time of the year to visit is, well, from July to November, but specifically if you're going to Nuquí, that is a specific place inside Chocó. it should be from the early June to October. But the best time to do Juvarta while watching, it will be on September. This is a place where Juvarta prefer compared with the Chilean ocean, because the Pacific is cold, but Colombian Pacific is warmer than the Chilean ocean, and they prefer this coast, this area, to have the newborns there. So you can actually have a tour, and you will be really close, but with all the recommendation and all the protocol to not disturb the whales, but you can see the newborns and everything. Some pictures of the Juvarta newborns. Tayrona Park and Sierra Nevada de Santa Marta. In the past year, we have that Tayrona Park has been closed on February, and Lost Cities have been closed on September. This is because the indigenous has pressure that Tayrona Park it could be the most visited national park in Colombia. So that means the carrying capacity, it could be exceed if they don't close the park. So the best time to visit this area is in March and from June to October, because we know that most of your clients want to visit this place, Tayrona Park. This is the pueblito in Tayrona Park. This is a picture of Lost City. What we suggest when those destinations, those parks are closed, we suggest you La Guajira. That is a region in the northeast part of Colombia. It's beautiful. It has the beaches like Cabo de la Vela. Is a really calm, solitary beach when you can relax, and you can walk a lot, a lot of kilometers, and the water is going to be uh, in your hips or below. And Palomino Beaches as well, the Waju tribes is a cultural experience that you can have. And you can suggest your clients when these places are closed, or even if they have more time, to visit this area of Colombia. Okay, so how to travel in Colombia? Let me give you some trips ideas, and this is part of our knowledge, what we have managed with UK clients. So for seniors, it could be FITs or groups. Itinerary that we have called Heritage Towns of Colombia, 12-day sample itinerary, is a really good a good example for this kind of clients, of tourists. So the highlights: it has culture, nature, heritage towns, unique landscape. You will arrive to Bogota, and we will do the walking tour in Candelaria. We will visit the Montserrat Peak. As you can see in the picture, is a draft of the Montserrat Peak. You can do it. We will do it in a cable car, but actually most of Colombians do it walking. It will be like 3 hours walking. It's a trekking, really nice. Um, we will go by car from Bogota to Villa de Leyva. It will include visiting the Zipaquirá Cathedral. Some tips about this. There is a small village, really nice, in the middle of Zipaquirá and Villa de Leyva, that it calls Ráquira. And those picture is for Ráquira. Is a colorful place, a lot of artisans, a lot of handcraft, and it's an interesting place that is not that common for international foreigners, tourists. Then we will visit by car from Villa de Leyva to Barichara. That is a small town in Colombia, actually known as the most beautiful town for the Colombians, is Barichara in the Santander region. This is something that is not that common in the itineraries, but Santander is an unexplored place. It has like landscape, because it's the geography is so diverse. We have almost 3 canyons. We have 3 canyons here: the Chicamocha Canyon, Suarez Canyon, and Ponce Canyon. So it's really abrupt, the geography, and you can do a lot of adventure sports. But for seniors, it's really interesting. All the trekkings that they can do. They can have these 4 hours trekking, going into the depths of the canyon. The Chicamocha Canyon is actually one of the deepest in the world. It has 2 kilometers depth. So this is a different itinerary, a different trekking. Most of our clients from UK, from Germany, they love this trek. It's different. It's on a cobblestone path from the colonial area. So it's really nice. You feel good when you're walking this. Then you can visit more like a highlights, Tayrona Park and Cartagena. This will be the map of this suggested itinerary. Also, for family with teenagers, we suggest this 12 days sample itinerary. I was talking. I'm going to show you the map, and this presentation next. You can have this presentation, and you can click here, and you can see the whole itinerary with all the details and everything. This will be adventure sports, horseback riding, coral reef, ecotourism, and culture are some cultural activities are some of that are included. So it will be similar to the seniors because they are going to start in Bogota, but we suggest as different that they are going to do this graffiti tour by bike, on the Candelaria area and some other closest areas, when you can see this graffiti and understand a little bit about the history and the culture in Colombia. And then you can visit the Sal Cathedral as well in Villa de Leyva. We will do a horseback riding instead of a tour by car. And then we will visit Socorro. Is the most important place in the history of Colombia, because in that place started the revolution. It's really interesting. The landscapes are really are beautiful. This place is actually for people that are really keen in river rafting. We have the Suarez River, and it's 4 to 5 rapids. So it's for an expert, and the Fonse River are more for beginners and families. Is a nice road in the doing river rafting, and mostly families do these kind of activities. Also visiting Barichara, and then connecting to the coffee region, and then connecting to Tayrona and Cartagena, that are more the highlights. And for ecotourists, we have this couple from UK. They actually came for 22 days, 23 days, because they were in the carnival. That is something that ecotourists, most of the itinerary, and I'm going to show you, is bird watching and fauna and flora itineraries. But they have these like 4 days of the itinerary that are more cultural, and they were enjoying the Barranquilla's carnival. They were in the 70s, and they enjoy it. So in Bogota, it will be just the day of arrival and one day to visit the Gold Museum. That is a highlight. Then it will be a 5 days itinerary in the Amazon. They say that they are really keen into birds, and they have the list of what they want to see. And in the Amazon succeed the expectation regarding to birds, and they were in the day 7 of the itinerary, so they get surprised at getting in the plain area and in Dorado Reserve, that is #1 hotspot for bird watchers in Colombia. They were really happy with all what that they have planned. They could see it. in the itinerary was not included the Caño Cristales because it was on February. But if this itinerary, the final client is going to take it from June to November, is ideal to include the Caño Cristales. You can actually click here in the bottom of the presentation, and you will see the itinerary, the sample itinerary with all the details. So how much is a daily budget for a tourist? This is just a tip for you to understand a little bit. So it will be 80 US dollar per person based in two people traveling together. And this will be a three-star hotel and standard itinerary, like a highlight itinerary, including Bogota, Cartagena, and the Coffee region. Um, so also you will find this map of Colombian destinations. Uh, you know, Colombia is so diverse. There is a lot of things to do. First and festival, gastronomy, more capital cities, and more out of the beaten places. So you can actually click here, and you will see a map, and you will find the highlights in each or the type of tourist or the activities that they can do in each destination as well. Um, and just to end the presentation, I want to share the new campaign. I don't know if you have heard about this campaign or you have the opportunity to watch the videos. I'm going to leave you the videos because there is not enough time to see it. The new campaign is called Colombia, Land of Sabrosura, or in Spanish, Tierra de Sabrosura. So sabrosura is something that you can translate. Is this kind of special ingredient or in a recipe is because people, you know, Colombia is a new destination. More people are coming. People are surprised of what are they found in here. They get, they succeed their expectations, and the voice to mouth that the destination has is really strong. People come back to their countries and they say Colombia is beautiful. I don't know. Maybe some have some this not negative maybe information, but when they arrive here, they see it's a really colorful, really happy country. All the diversity that the biodiversity and the different cultures that we have are really amazing, and the people they highlight a lot the people, how the people make them feel they are welcome to the country. So that's the special ingredient, the sabrosura. And you can see an intro in English of the new campaign. People, a guy coming from California that explained what is the sabrosura for him. A video clip actually, and this is a tip for your clients because you can show it you can send them these videos. They can learn a little bit about the country. It's going to be fun and interesting, and they are going to enjoy the music. It's a mix of local rhythms and making a little bit more international. I love these. There is another slide. We have the new campaign is creating some videos for different regions. We have here three videos. There is another of the Amazon region, but we are having more. But I would recommend the Los Llanos Meta Plains is Llanera music. Llanera music is beautiful because the lyrics talks about the woman and the landscapes and how they do the agro tourism, the agro activities, and how they live the day by day. And it's beautiful lyrics. It show you the landscapes of this area, and it's really interesting because it mixed with electronic. I really love this video, and I think your clients are going to love it. I think it's a really nice tool for you to sell Colombia to your clients. Thank you so much for your time. I don't know how much I couldn't take the time. I hope it's uh, in the time that we planned is 20 minutes, and now we are answer, and we are going to answer some questions. It's really important for us, the questions, because we already know you know a little bit about Colombia. We are an expert here, so we want to give enough time for you to yeah, any questions that you have about the destination. How is Colombia selling to your clients? Or if you're going to start selling Colombia, what information do you need? So Jose and I are the experts, and we can help you with all the questions that you have regarding the destination. Thank you so much. Jose,
Yes, I'm here.
how was the information? Do you want to add something?
No. I think it was very complete. We are open to questions, so just don't hesitate. If you have any question, we will be glad to answer.
We have the question of
Yeah, we have a
Lilian
question.
in Spanish. Para los que quieren pasar unos días en la playa que recomiendan, that will be for the people that want to spend more some days in the beach. What you would recommend it? Okay, so I would say Cartagena is one of the highlights. Cartagena beaches, actually the beaches of Cartagena are not, are like kind of like Pacific or really normal beaches, but close to Cartagena, 40 minutes, 1 hour by boat, you can find Isla de Rosario, Rosario Island, and San Bernardo and the national park is Rosario Island and San Bernardo archipelago, and it's actually beautiful. I have been in Titipan. That is actually a place that is not for the foreigners are not that common. Is this small island. It will be like almost an hour and a half, 2 hours by boat from Cartagena, but you can actually transfer by car to a place called Joveñas, and there then you can have a boat from there, and it's beautiful. You can grab the lobsters. You can have lunch with a family there. At night, if it's no full moon, you can see the plankton. That is a really nice experience. It's a beautiful place, and it's not touristic. You're not going to find too many people. As you can see, Colombian beaches are not massive. So we have this area that is close to Cartagena, as well the Tayrona part. The beaches of Tayrona part are beautiful. Also, I would recommend San Andres and Providencia. Providencia is more like a little bit more like high-ended itineraries, but San Andres is for families. And I will suggest this place called the Aquarium. I was surprised doing this boat trip where you can visit in the day different smaller islands, and there is actually this spot in the middle of the sea where you get out of the boat and the water is going to be on your hips. The rest of the sea is more greener, more like a dark green or dark blue. In this area, is clear water, and there are some stars, sea stars. You can actually grab it, but it's not okay. But you can see it, and it's a beautiful place in the middle of the ocean. I get surprised of being there, and you can do snorkeling. Really great spots to do diving. So Rosario Island, Gorgona, that it used to be a prison, it's a national park. Malpelo is a great place to do diving. And we have itineraries, tours for beginners and for experts. So that will be the most important places or more relevant places when people want to enjoy the beach, and you can see it's close to main destinations, so Tayrona Park, Cartagena, or San Andres and Providencia if you want something different. Is a suggestion. Jose, do you want to answer the next question?
Yeah,
You
this question is from
precise?
Laila. You precise the periods to avoid, but could you tell which is the best to visit Colombia? Yeah, I would say that after the 20th of January until the end of March, it's one of the best periods to visit Colombia, and also after the 20th of July until the end of September and beginning of October, including November, although it might be a little bit rainy, but it's a good period to visit Colombia as well.
Yeah, because adding to what Jose said, is some months that Colombians don't travel, and foreigners are not, yeah, it's not as busy as other times of the year. So that's why we think are the best time to visit Colombia.
This question from Manuela: is it possible to visit Colombia without the need for domestic flights? Some clients are a bit nervous about the internal flights. It is possible, Manuela. However, just consider that it would take longer. Colombia is a huge country. It's more or less three times the size of Italy, or 1.5 to twice the size of England. So, and also the geography is quite difficult. So, transfers by land might be longer. So, for example, you could do a whole road trip visiting Bogota, all the Indian region, including the coffee region, including San Agustin, including Medellin. But from there, if you want to go to the northern coast, a transfer might be 12 to 14 hours. So that's why our recommendation is always flying. However, if your clients don't feel confident about flying, it is possible. You just consider a little bit more time for the transfers.
Yeah, and at least, I think at least one internal flight for a short itinerary. Thank you, Manuela. Thank you, Jose. I don't know if you have more questions. I think, okay, there's another question. Will recommend an itinerary by car, auto tour. It is safe to travel this way.
Yes.
Laila, do you mean local buses, right?
Or self-drive. Yeah, self-drive. Yes, it is possible to do it. But there are just some legs that we would recommend doing on a self-drive. For example, from Bogota to Villa de Leyva to Barichara, and then finishing in Bucaramanga. And from there, we would recommend flying to any other region where you can rent again another car during the leg. For example, Armenia, Popayan, San Agustin, Neiva. Although this last part of the leg, I would recommend doing it with a guide. Uh, I mean, self-drive, but we would recommend including a guide during the transfers. And from there, once again, our recommendation would be flying. If your clients want to visit the northern coast of Colombia, our recommendation is flying because it would be too far. And it is indeed safe.
There is more questions. Thank you, Laila.
Yes,
Cali and
yes. This
Medellin.
question, Cali and Medellin don't have any interest. Yes, of course. Medellin itself, was considered the city with the greatest transformation in the world, and it's one of the greatest cities in Colombia. We apologize that we didn't include it in the presentation, but there was not enough time. Both cities are very interesting. Uh, As I was saying, Medellin itself, I was recognized as the city with the greatest transformation in the world some years ago. Cali it's a different city. It's more like a business city, more than touristy. But however, it can be visited on the way from, let's say, from the coffee region to Popayan, fast city. So yeah, both cities are very interesting, of course.
I want to add something, and this is something, yeah, because we only have 20 minutes, and that's why you can see actually the slide number 35, the map of Colombia per type of tourism or activities. And actually, one of my favorite festivals or events during the year in Colombia is actually the flower fair in um, in Medellin. So the flower festival is beautiful. What you can do there when you arrive. So the main event of the fair, because the fair it takes 2 weeks actually, but the main event it calls the Silletero Parade. It will be on a Sunday every year. Normally it's on the August 7. This year is going to be on August 12th. But mostly is on that in the second week of August, and it's beautiful. All the city is in this flower fair like environment, like this magical time of the year. The Medellin it calls the city of the eternal spring. The weather is really, really nice. There are a lot of great restaurants there. We have El Cielo from Manuel Barrientos, that is actually a really recognized chef. It has also this restaurant in Miami. So this is a gastronomic experience that you must see or must try in Medellin. And there has a lot of fashion industry as well, a lot of shops that your clients can visit, a lot of local artists. We have graffiti tour in the places where like we in there was a friend from Canada that visited Colombia, and he studied urban development, and he was wondering regarding the favelas. Comparing with Colombia, we have these that we call invasiones,
Comunas.
but it's actually some neighborhoods that it was not create that the neighborhoods the citizens starters. Most of the people that come to the city from the countryside, they build their own houses with whatever with earth with zinc and these are really not well constructed houses, but they start these and they start growing and growing and growing, and now we are huge neighborhoods. And we have this place called Comuna 13 when the graffiti movement started in Medellin, sorry. And it's really interesting, it's beautiful, and it's something that your clients can do. They can take the cable car that is part of the public transportation, and they can visit the community, the Comuna 13, and they can do this graffiti tour. They can understand how was the transformation of Medellin, and how is so different Medellin from some Hollywood or some Netflix series are so different of what it was many years ago. And you can actually see the transformation. Why was the transformation in Medellin? I think because the government start working in including that people and the people that has the less income, so they start feeling included in the city. The public transportation is the only city in Colombia that has metro, the subway. It's the only city that has it. Intelligent buildings, so a lot of development around the city, and also public libraries, beautiful architecture, public parks, beautiful artwork, public art. So this start feeling the people from Medellin included. And that's why it's one of the most beautiful cities in Colombia. It's one of my favorite places, and the best time to visit Medellin it would be on August, the second week, during the flower fair. So that your clients will be on a Sunday when is the Silletero parade. They will be sitting in a palco, sitting the silleteros. The silleteros are peasants that work on the silletas. That is something that they put in the bags, and they create these beautiful silletas. And normally they send these politic or cultural or these or international situations that are happening. They talk about this. When Gabriel Garcia Marquez died, they do this beautiful silleta about Gabo and what it represents him for Colombians. So every year you're going to see something different. Every year is interesting to go, and you're going to see something different from the last year. So that will be one day. That will be from around 11 a.m. to more or less 4 p.m. They will be sitting there. We will include the drinks, the snacks, a box lunch, water for them to enjoy. It's really, really fun to be in the palcos because these carrozas, these cars with beautiful flowers, goes in the parade, and they sing to the palco. So it's really, really fun. And it's more comfortable to be in the palco because otherwise you're going to be stand up for 4 hours or more. So we would recommend you to include the palco, and our Saya team is going to be carry on your clients, giving the water, the food, and everything. And also, before the visitor parade, you can actually visit the Santa Elena, that is a small town close to Medellin. It will be like a 1 hour transfer, and you will be in the Silletero farms, and you can actually see how they build it, how they build the silletas. It will take 2 days. They don't sleep at all, and they put these silletas on their back. They are really heavy. It could be 5 kilograms to 10 kilograms. The other that are the monumental silletas, and they carry these. And you can see actually these people from that have 70 years carrying these silletas, and they have the some police that go with them in the parade, and they ask them to they offer they help, but they are really proud, and they say, no, I want to carry these because it's something really important for us. You can see little kids, you can see young people. So it's a great event in Colombia where you can actually feel the culture of the people, like the normal life of the people. You can, as I'm telling you, 2 days before the Silleta parade, you can visit the place where they are working on this. You can actually help them to build these silletas. We can also visit Guatapé. That's a colorful, really beautiful town close to Medellin. We can visit as well Santa Fe de Antioquia. That is actually a heritage town of Colombia. It's a UNESCO site. You can do the coffee tour. There is a lot of activities to do in Medellin and the surroundings, and it would be at least 3 days, 4 days in Medellin during the fair, and you can complement the itinerary with Tayrona and Cartagena and everything. We are currently working in some groups from Russia as well, from a lot of parts of the world that wants to visit this specific fair, and yeah, it's one of my favorites. Thank you so much. I think there's another question. Can your trips tours be guided by someone who speaks French? Jose. Do you want to
Yes,
answer that?
yeah. We do have French-speaking guides at almost every destination. There are some other destinations that, of course, it's more difficult to find a bilingual speaking guide, such as the Pacific or maybe in the Amazon. It's more difficult, but at the main destinations, yes, we do have French-speaking guides.
Just to add to Jose, specifically for ecotourists, specifically that wants bird watching, we do have local guides, expert on birds, that speaks really well in English, but you need to book with enough time with enough time ahead of the tour because are so limited. This is something curious because Colombia is the second country in the world, the first country in the world in number of bird species. But this is something that this is a niche that is still we are still working on those specific product that is bird watching. So that is an example of what we can offer in regarding the guidance. But in general trips, cultural or historic, if the region doesn't have it, we can have a tour leader to be with them if it's a group or if it's a FIT. We need to book it with enough time ahead of the time of the trip. Do you have more questions or anyway, you have the final slide. You can find our emails, our phone numbers, and our social media and our website. You will find some sample itineraries as well, and you can send all the questions that you want. We are actually promoting this itinerary for the Flower Fair Festival, including some other destinations as well. Muchas gracias, Manuela. Okay, so thank you. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for attending this webinar. Any questions, you can find our information. And also you will have this presentation as well. And you can actually click the links and have more information about the itineraries and the Colombian New campaign. That is a really good tool for you to sell to your clients Colombia. Thank you so much. Thank you, Together. Yeah, also you can find as well the replay of this webinar on Together platform and also the PDF of the presentation. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.